Good evening, everyone. My name is Oscilloscope. Welcome back to my channel. First, a bit of brief housekeeping. I'm sorry there was no Cinema Sepulchre video on Friday. I tried to shoot one, and there was just too much going on, and weekend plans got in the way, and you know how it is. So, expect it this Friday. Today, I just wanted to go through a stack of films that I received from Oscilloscope. If you're not aware of them, they are a boutique label that they're really unique. They kind of have a special kind of branding and aesthetic that's very casual and fun, I guess. They have their own merch store, and they kind of specialize in independent and art house films with a focus on documentaries, I think, and female directors. And so today I wanted to go through first the order that I placed for their abortion rights fundraiser, and then the second half is the stuff that I got in my latest Circle of Trust package. Okay, so recently Oscilloscope actually did 50% off their entire web store to raise funds for abortion access in the wake of the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade. So real quick before I show this, abortion rights are human rights. Abortion doesn't just affect women, it affects men, it affects non-binary people, it affects trans people. It really affects everybody. And to me, this is just the beginning of even darker roads that the right wing in this country wants to take us down. I've put links in the description where you can donate to some abortion fundraising campaigns and some nonprofit organizations. So yeah, if you have a problem with politics, this probably isn't the channel for you. If you want to argue with me about it, don't. I'm not interested. Okay, so with that, let's begin. So I purchased 4 titles in this during this sale, and I also got a pair of their socks because I like fun socks, and their merch is pretty expensive, honestly, so it was nice to get it on the half off. These are all films I've seen in terms of this first haul, and then the second haul is all films I have not seen. So let's do the ones I've seen first. So the first one is a film from Kelly Reichardt, and it's Meek's Cutoff. These are all limited edition too, which is nice that I got those. Comes with this slipcover and then this beautiful digibook. So that slides out like that. Get the front and the back. And then you have just this really gorgeous packaging. Got your discs. You got more artwork from the film. This is my favorite packaging, I think, of the films that I received in this haul. Yeah. So Meek's Cutoff is a really kind of interesting experimental revisionist Western that kind of branches into like slow cinema territory. It stars Michelle Williams and Paul Dano, who is like everyone's favorite right now because of, I guess, Batman, which I think is his worst performance, but that's an aside. Yeah, I watched this one on the Criterion channel a few years ago, and I wasn't like, I think I gave it like a 6 out of 10. Like, I wasn't entirely stoked on it. I was a little bit bored watching it, to be honest. However, since then, I've watched a lot more of Kelly Reichardt's work, and she's one of my all-time favorite directors. I've also seen more Westerns, more slow cinema. So I'm really excited at the opportunity to give this one another chance. Okay, the next one is another one from Kelly Reichardt. This is Wendy and Lucy. This is I'd have to rewatch it, but it's either my favorite or my second favorite of the films of hers that I've seen, the other being First Cow. But this is another limited edition digipack. And there's the inside. So Wendy and Lucy is a really beautiful, heartbreaking film about a homeless woman trying to make ends meet with her dog. It's just a really sad and heartwarming but beautiful look into poverty, into the female experience in America, and into like the depths that human beings can go to be cruel to a stranger. If you're sensitive about dog movies, I think this one is okay, but you know, I'm not going to talk too much about it without spoiling it. If that's something that's of major concern for you, just go ahead and look up something about it. One thing that I noticed about this that I don't think I've ever seen before on any of my releases is that this has a collection of short films from other directors on it. So let me read this real quick. Featuring a collection of experimental gems from the 2008 film faculty at Bard College, curated by Wendy and Lucy director Kelly Reichardt. So there's 4 short films on it that I guess were curated from what sounds like a film festival of sorts. But they have nothing to do with the film. They're just ones that Kelly Reichardt likes, and now I have them in my collection. So the films are from Peter Hutton, Boston Fire and New York Portrait, from Peggy Awesh, Scary Movie, from Les Levesque, Flight, and from Jacqueline Goss, How to Fix the World, ? So if those titles mean anything to you, let me know. I've never heard of any of them, but I'm excited to watch them all. So, Wendy and Lucy. Next is a film from Anna Rose Holmer. It's entitled The Fits. Again, another limited edition, so I'll do a little unboxing for you. I have mixed feelings about Oscilloscope's packaging. I like how unique it is. I like that you get these fun digipacks. What I don't like is how easily everything slides out, and there is not a bag you can buy that really holds this because they're wider than your average media disc or whatever. It is what it is. You know, when I got this Meeks cutoff, I realized how simple just a slipcover fixes the solution. So I kind of wish they would just do that, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's talk about The Fits. The Fits is about a young girl kind of coming of age in a dancing studio, and it's also like a horror film. She experiences what are called these fits, where people don't understand what is happening to her, and she essentially has like seizures. The thing that really sticks out to me about this film is the soundtrack. The musical score is really unique and really haunting, and kind of gives it an atmosphere that it otherwise might not be obvious without the music on top of it. So it kind of informs you of the emotional beats in a way that is counterintuitive to what's happening, but yeah, I think it's really great. It's a good film, so check that one out too. I know that the Bluray Bandit really likes this film. I watched a video of his where he recommends it, and I was like, yeah, that one's good. Okay, and then the last one that I bought during the sale is Lynn Ramsey's We Need to Talk About Kevin. I'd have to double check. I think this is the only Lynn Ramsey film that I've seen. I have another one, but I think this is the only one I've watched. I could be wrong about that. But this film is incredible. I think it is so good. It's so disturbing, and it is so brilliantly written and directed and performed. Some people don't like it. They'll say it's like too obvious or it's too much or whatever, but Tilda Swinton, John C. Reilly, and Ezra Miller really give incredible performances across the board. I mean, Tilda Swinton is like always amazing, right? Like, when is she not? And Ezra Miller's going through it right now. I don't know what's up with them, but they have an amazing performance in this. By the way, Ezra Miller uses they, them pronouns, so even though they're turning out to be pretty much a piece of shit, that's not an excuse to misgender them all the time. Just a thought there. Like, we don't get to call people slurs if we don't like their behavior, and you don't get to misgender people if you don't like them. That's not how it works. Okay, my little lecture aside. This one also comes with a slipcover. You know, I'm noticing on these ones with slips, I really don't like the slipcover artwork, but when you pull it out, it reveals this beautiful matte finish of the original poster art, which I really like. So, I don't know, you get both. It's nice. And like I said, it keeps it in place, so. I love this. I think this is brilliant right here. So, yeah. As you can see, they really do put a lot of effort into their, you know, limited edition packaging, which I like. This has an essay on it. That's nice. But, yeah, this film might be a tough watch for some people. I don't know. In an age of school shootings and mass violence, this is probably a tough watch for some people. And in general, people with fraught relationships with disturbed family members will probably have a hard time with this, but Yeah, take care of yourself. But if this is the kind of thing that you think you can handle, I really do recommend it. I think it's just so good. Okay, so next, I received my first package from the Circle of Trust after quite some time where they had a bit of a delay and a lull in releasing. If you don't know what the Circle of Trust is, basically it's a subscription service for Oscilloscope's films. It's a lot like the Vinegar Syndrome subscription, so when they come out, like once a month or whatever, you get the new release in the mail. No matter what it is, you get it. What's great about it is you actually get a personalized employee at Oscilloscope to walk you through it, to give you updates, to let you know what's coming, and then I think you can actually even request to skip the next Blu-ray if you don't want it, but I haven't done that yet. I've wanted all of them, but yeah. It's also $100 for 10 Blu-rays, which is amazing. I don't know how they sustain this at those prices, but I actually just renewed mine because it's so great and it's so nice, and I love having a nice surprise Blu-ray in the mail. And the customer service is just bar none. They also send you little goodies in the packages too, as they come in, and we'll get to that at the end. But anyway, there was a lull in releasing for a while, and then they finally were like, hey, we have 4 releases on deck, so you're gonna get them. So I was like, sick. All right. So this is a documentary about Billy Tipton. It's entitled No Ordinary Man. Again, it's a limited edition, so let me walk you through it. Essentially, Billy Tipton was a jazz musician. I believe he was most famous and well regarded in like jazz's heyday in the 50s and 60s. But when he died in the 1980s, it was actually revealed that he was assigned female at birth. So he was basically living very publicly as a trans man, and nobody even knew. I'm really excited to get into this and kind of learn about a trans person's story from this long ago. Trans people have always been around, and you know what? You never know whether or not who you're talking to is the gender that you think they are, or has the genitals that you think they have. So maybe stop making dangerous assumptions about people and let people identify and live as they want to. I'm a little ranty today. All of these I haven't seen, so I'll be going through them a little bit quickly. This is a French film by Jean Leblanc. It's entitled Le Notre. I'm probably butchering that. Lesnotres. I don't speak French. I do apologize. Here's what it looks like. Yeah, so it's a female-directed coming-of-age drama, I think. Trying to kind of keep my knowledge about it to a minimum so I can kind of go in blind, which I tend to like to do. Next is a documentary entitled So Late So Soon. This is a art documentary about a artist couple, I believe. You know, I should mention that these are spine numbered, so you spine number freaks out there, maybe get on it. There's that, and there's that. Again, I don't know too much about this. This one seems really obscure. It doesn't even have a Bluray.com entry yet, but I'm a big fan of documentaries. I'm a big fan of documentaries about really obscure things. Like if a documentary can talk about something that I know nothing about and make it really interesting and get me, you know, really intrigued and fascinated and feel like I've learned something completely new by the end of it, I'm really into that. I watched one of their art documentaries called Art and Craft that they put out. Unfortunately, it's not on Blu-ray, it's only on DVD. But that one is just incredible. So if that's the standard I have to look forward to, then I'm really excited about it. Okay, last one in this stack for today is probably the most famous of the 4 that I showed here. But this one is entitled Short Bus. This is a film, I think I have to be careful about unboxing this for you. There might be some questionable imagery. Let me vet this first real quick. I think I can get away with this. There's nothing too crazy here. Leave the disc in, but all right. There's this piece, and then here's the inside. You can pause it if you really want to look at that, but I don't think there's any female presenting nipples or anything so horrific as that. But essentially Short Bus is a really notorious kind of experimental sex film. I know it's about orgies and all sorts of depraved sex stuff. I think it's one of the more notorious like NC-17 rated films that was distributed. Anyway, it's a pretty notorious film, and it looks like there's a conversation with John Waters in the special features, and I will eat up anything John Waters that I can get my hands on, so I'm excited about that. I really like transgressive and boundary pushing cinema, so this is really right up my alley. I'm excited to check it out. Now, I mentioned that you get little goodies in your Circle of Trust subscription, and they sell this separately on their website, but I got it kind of hidden in my package, and yeah, it's Short Bus branded sexual lubricant. Let's see, Short Bus, a mad nexus of art, politics, music, and polysexual carnality. I like all of those things. I am intrigued by all of those things, so I'm excited. Anyway, you got your ingredients list. You have instructions, which I don't need, but some might. And it is lemon love scented. So there you are. How many other Blu-ray companies can you place an order with and end up with a surprise container of lubricant? I'm just saying. Anyway, that's all for me today, and I'll have their website linked in the description, as well as the abortion fundraisers. Yeah, that's all for me today. If you liked what you saw here and you want to see more content like it, I got lots of it planned, and I've been uploading pretty regularly, and I've been enjoying myself doing it, so go ahead and hit subscribe, like the video so that others can find this, and my favorite part of this is reading the comments that you guys leave, so please leave me lovely comments to read. I think that's it. There are links in the description for my Letterboxd, my Instagram, and my Rate Your Music accounts. So if you want to come hang out and get a little more personal, you can do that. That's it. I love you very much, and I hope that your day ends better than it started.